Hey guys, how you doing here? I'm probably gonna change my name, so no introductions with the name today. Haven't made a video in a while. I've been really busy at work and school. Finally got a minute to make a new video. Finally got into the new house, got the garage cleaned up and set up. Uh, got a list of updates, so this will be a little bit of a long video. First thing is, Chief is gonna stay Chief. He's going to get a new paint job with a LSX red paint, and gonna get a clear coat and make him all shiny and red and stay Chief. So the TPI 383 strokers and stuff like that went out the window. Instead, Chief is gonna go LSX. Never thought I'd do it, but I'm joining the bandwagon. I got a 5.3 bored out to a 5.7. Brand new crank, rods and pistons. Everything's brand new on this block. It is also painted LSX red. It's got 706 heads with 2-inch LS1 intake valves, and they've been ported and polished. Ordered my stage 4 LS3 cam kit from Little John Performance. Huge shout out to that guy. Normally he doesn't do cam picks over the phone, but he did. He picked mine out. That was great. I got a Turbo 400 to go behind it. I bought it from a local friend of mine. Also got a nitrous kit set up from a local friend as well, who owns a shop here, and also has a badass LS swapped 280SX with a big turbo. Makes a shit ton of power. Takes out Texas 2K. Some of you guys might know it as Reroy. It's a green 280. Fucking thing is mean. Got this motor off of a friend, Matthew. Pretty cool guy. These heads are pretty dope, pretty clean. I'll show you guys the heads. Those are the heads right there, all cleaned up, machined. Everything's new on these. It's got new valve stem seals. These are cathedral port heads. New valve stem seals. I'm not gonna pop the valve covers off because I'm really trying to keep everything in here clean. Hang on. All right. This is the big boy nitrous kit. These are the Edelbrock Performer RPMs. It's capable up to a 250 shot. Now, whether I'm going to do a 250 shot or not, I might try it one time and pray to the V8 gods that it doesn't break my my pistons or my rods. Still trying to figure out the rod and piston situation, just because the and I'm not using that Valley cover, by the way. I ordered a nice shiny better one. So this is the block, all brand new. It's ready to go. That red is nice, looks amazing. It's the LSX red. That's the same color paint that Chief is going to get painted. And that is the Turbo 400 that I got from my buddy Will. It's going to get cleaned up, painted, probably black, just to get it, because no one's going to see it, so I'm not going to put a whole lot of effort into it, but I am going to clean it up. Throw a B&M shift kit in it and a reverse manual valve body, and then the heads and stuff like that. I got my PLX wideband for it today. Oh yeah. I did manage to get some slicks for old Chief. Haven't had a chance to mount them. And yes, I still have my On3 turbo kit, but more than likely it's going to get slapped on the wife's Tahoe at a later date. I'll finish my truck first. But I still got that stuff. And I ordered a bunch of parts today. Probably spent well over, or close to $2,000. Ordered ARP rod bolts. My Valley cover plate, my cam kit, picked up the carb conversion kit, the MSD 6014 box, wire harness, all brand new, and I also picked up the Edelbrock Victor Jr. intake manifold. It's like a 3,500 to 7,000 RPM range, which is what we're shooting for. Probably gonna run as well 3,500 stall, nitrous stall. What else? Going to do to Chief. I'm probably going to keep the stock rear end for now and just upgrade the axles. It's going to get the Caltrac set up. I don't know about the mono lease right now. I don't know if I'm going to slap it into the end of the budget. I did order my timing cover. I still got a bunch of miscellaneous parts. Matthew's hooking it up with some LS1 coils and brackets for the valve covers. I still have my 8.8 rear end. So once the stock rear end breaks and goes out, that's when I'll start building the 8.8 after everything's inside the truck. But in the meantime, this is what's going in. I should have all this together and in within the next month or two. Tomorrow the pistons are going to come out and we're going to gap the rings for the nitrous. I'm not just going to spray it and pray that it doesn't snap a ring land or melt the piston or anything like that. We are going to run E85. I got in contact with can't remember the gentleman's name up at RPM who makes the quick fuel carbs. I'm going to get a custom quick fuel carb built to my setup. So that's going to be pretty cool. I'm probably going to run at least 1,050 CFM. I think that's what calculated I needed to run E85. Looking for either a black anodized, I don't know if I said that right, body carb, or it's going to have red and black. I don't know. That's the color theme I'm going with, Chief, is red and black. FYI, Chief has nothing to do with Street Outlaws. My wife named it Chief because I like the Kansas City Chiefs, but I know the Chiefs colors are white, red, and yellow, but I'm not doing yellow on my truck. I'm going to do black and red, matte black mainly, but the primary color will be LSX red. She still will have full interior. He will have power steering. I don't like you calling it she. Sorry. He will have power steering. Caltracs. Mono lease will come out at a later date, but the Caltrac should help a lot with those slicks. They're a bit tiny, but they should help along with those Caltracs. Hopefully they don't break too much shit sooner than later. I'm gonna upgrade this motor little by little. The goal for this motor is just to have a nice, aggressive, streetable 450 to 500 NA motor, and then squeeze it for 600-700 on juice. That's if I get lucky. I got a pretty big cam from Little John Performance. Trying to match this setup as best as possible to optimize. It's kind of what you want to do when you're building something, especially for this little S10. It's pretty light, and I wanted to make enough power to hook and I not have to spend tens of thousands of dollars on a suspension just to make this thing hook. So it'll still be a street truck as well as a drag truck. I don't know. After all said and done, I'm probably gonna have to put a cage in it, which is gonna suck. But safety, better to have me alive and enjoy my kids and my wife than my truck be here and not me. So gonna have to change my YouTube name a little bit, or I just might leave it like that, because I never know. Maybe I'll get crazy and pick up an S10 and try the TPI 383 stroker with a either a blower or a turbo. I like the old school guys, I really do. I've always been a fan of them. I like carb setups. I like fuel injection. I've never not liked the LS guys. I've just always tried to be different, not so trendy. And the cool thing is, it's not every day you stumble across a iron block LS1. Essentially is what it is. So it's kind of different in a way. It's still LS, but it's not just a generic 5.3 with a cam and a bunch of forged internals and boost. It's poor man's boost. But I'm pretty excited. I got a lot of guys helping me out. I got a great group of guys. Still got Noe out in Conroe. I've got Casey up in Maine. Good guy, man. Let me tell you, gives me shit about going LS, but I love him to death. Love his truck. And I've got my local guys, Harry and Will over at Vintage Steel. Harry's the owner of Reroy. Harry's a really good friend of mine, and so is Will. Will's the one who's actually going to come over and help me gap my rings. Matt, the guy who got me this setup for a really good price, really good steal, and also a bunch of information, tons of great deals, especially hooking it up with those LS1 coils and brackets for practically nothing. Also, guys like Edmundo, he's a local guy, also has an S10. He's about to tear down a 350 for his and pull out a 327, which would be pretty dope. See some nitrous go on that thing. He's wanting to come over and help get dirty and get Chief's heart in and put it together as well. So I got a lot of good guys supporting me on this build and a lot of help. The only problem is time right now with school. I graduate September. I want to really keep my channel alive and start putting more videos into it as this build progresses. As I get parts in, I'll do more updates, show you guys the parts that came in, any questions that you guys might have. My current harness is going to stay on there, the LT1 harness. I'm just going to change a few things, depin it. I don't want to really cut it or mess it up. The computer will come out because I won't need it, because I am going to run carb setup. So I'll let you guys know how I go about doing that. When I get to Caltrax, I'll go through that. Or Casey has a nice video over on his, how he did his Caltrax setup on his S10, and it's all the same thing. The truck is possibly going to go out to Noe out in Conroe for him to do custom headers built to my truck. I'll see if I can get some pictures to put on my channel for that. That'll be pretty cool. I'm gonna probably trailer it out there for him because I want specific nitrous headers, big 3-inchers to get that nitrous exhaust out as fast as possible. Brian came up with an interesting suggestion to run dual widebands to monitor both sides, and I'm thinking about doing it. We'll see how it runs and reacts on a dyno. Where I'm going to dyno it at yet, I don't know. Local guy that I used to play around with the Hondas, Robert, says he's getting ready to open up a shop that has a dyno, and I probably might take it to him, do some carb adjustments over there, and if not, then my only other option will probably be either Hammer Performance with Joe Pena, local guy here who knows his LS stuff, or Rich Walker. So we'll see who I go to and what I do when I get down to that crossroad. But in the meantime, the main focus is getting all those parts in. I ordered a bunch today, so should be here around the 14th, 15th. I should have another video. I'm probably going to pull Chief in on my next week, on my next 2 days off, and start pulling the heart out and getting him cleaned up, get the engine bay all cleaned up. I'm going to buy some paint supplies. My father-in-law is going to paint it for free. All I got to do is buy the paint. And start collecting some parts, man. That's about it. So that about wraps the video up. Any questions, comments, concerns, you know where the comment button is. Drop a like if you like the video. Any suggestions is also appreciated. If you've got any parts you want to donate, which I know is very rare, probably not possible, never going to happen, but in any rare case it does happen, please comment, and I'll shoot you an email or something, and maybe we can set something up. I'll give you an address, help you pay for shipping, or I'll pay for shipping, whatever. Casey, for example, is sending me 2 4L60E transmissions, and I just have to pay for shipping, and they are running perfectly fine. So I plan to use those. For what? I don't know yet, but I know that I want them and I do need them. I'll probably slap one behind the LT1 and put it in my brother's truck, or if he doesn't want it, then I'll probably just sell the swap and I have a complete LT1 swap, or I'll tuck it away, and when I pick up a shell, I'll drop it in there, and that way I have my original swap from Chief still with me. It's kind of sentimental, so we'll see what happens as far as that. But appreciate the followers, appreciate the likes, comments, criticism, haters. You guys make me popular regardless. So keep you updated. Like I said, as parts come in, I should have another video in the next week or so. I'm still discovering things like what accessories I'm gonna run, as far as like the crank pulley, whether to run an F body or a truck body one. Same thing with like power steering pump, stuff like that. I'm new to this LS stuff, so trying to figure this out is is fun and interesting. It's a lot of research, a lot of reading, and asking questions to all my friends, all the guys that are supporting me in this stuff. So try and do that. What else? Other than that, also trying to get rid of all my Honda crap, because man, it's still here. I think I'm officially done with the Honda stuff, man. I don't think I'll ever go back after this. I'm in love with my S10. Chief and I are gonna be around for a while, and I'll give you guys some videos. All right, and then I'll make a video when I start on the wife's Tahoe, and then on the Suburban, I'm going to do probably the same setup, a 5.3 punched out to a 5.7, probably a Gen 4 setup, just a high compression, daily driven, AC power steering, all that with a cam, headers, and bolt-ons. I just want a little more giddy up in my Suburban. But the wife's Tahoe will get the On3 kit put on it and a cam. So with that, I'm gonna go ahead and end the video. Thank you guys for enduring my long, painful video. Appreciate it, and hope to see you guys on the next one.